All right, so Steve Forbes was maybe better than we thought he was going to be, but he doesn't have enough power to really turn anything in this fight around. Uh, the guys managing Perez picked Forbes for this very reason. I mean, you can punch with him, and you don't really have to be scared about getting knocked out. So but Forbes with his activity was able to make this a close fight, in my opinion. But in my opinion, the right guy won. Um, I don't think Forbes won the fight, and I also don't think that if Forbes had any power, this is what I do think. If Forbes had any power whatsoever, this fight wouldn't have lasted past the sixth round because he was landing some outstanding hooks throughout this fight, and I just think if he'd had any pop whatsoever on them punches, this fight wouldn't have gone the distance. But it did, and it wasn't really that important of a fight. But like I said, I don't think a lot of people expected Forbes to perform as well as he did, so that has to be noted. I do believe this is my first video of 2013. Glad we made it through the fake apocalypse. And I'm looking forward to seeing some boxing this year. Got some notes for once, just because I went through and I wanted to say a few things about three fights right off the bat. Broner versus Rees, Golovkin versus Rosado, and Matthysse versus Dallas Jr. In my opinion, all three of these fights are most likely going to be one-sided events, with Broner's going to destroy Gavin Rees. Gavin Rees has only lost to Katolnik, and that was in a 12th round stoppage. He had a tough fight with Matthysse and then rematched him and won. His competition level isn't really that good, and when he has stepped up via Katolnik, he lost. He's going to be stepping up again, trying to beat Broner. And like I said, I don't think any sane person is going to pick Rees in this fight. And as a matter of fact, I think Broner is going to do a lot of owning in this fight and will probably floor Rees, if not knock Rees out. Simply because I think Broner is carrying a lot of power. Sorry, I'm picking at my eyes here. Kind of tired. Broner has more power than Katolnik, in my opinion. So I do think that Broner's going to be able to make his punches count more and will eventually get Gavin Rees out of there. I'm going to say Broner probably knocks him out 7th, 8th round, something like that. And I don't think he loses much in the way of rounds up to that point either. This could even be an early knockout, depending on how defensive Gavin Rees gets. If he gets really defensive from the start and focuses on avoiding getting hit and avoiding getting hurt, he's going to draw the fight out longer, obviously. If he takes chances against Broner, Broner's going to make up for that with his speed. Even if he's surprised, he's going to be quick enough, and he looks smart enough in the ring to be able to throw quick counters and really bother Rees early. So I see a knockout for Broner in this one, and after this, people are really going to say, hey, look, it's either Burns or go, Fight Burns. Burns, you need to fucking fight Broner. I mean, this isn't a case of Broner ducking anybody, but Burns needs to step up to the fucking plate. If not, I really don't see a reason for Broner to stay at 135. He's too good for the division right now. 140 is packed with names, packed with talent, and it's a real good pool to draw from for building both legacy, name, and money fights. So yeah, Broner's gonna destroy Rees. Golovkin is gonna beat Rosado. We all know that. Come on now. Yeah, maybe before next weekend I might get into a more in-depth prediction on that one, but I think it's going to be a one-sided event as well, so I don't see a whole lot of need to discuss it. And the other one is Matthysse on 26 versus Mike Dallas Jr. That's going to be one-sided as well. Matthysse too good for Mike Dallas Jr. Hey, look. Some guys, when they go up against a fighter like Matthysse, are just not going to be able to handle what Matthysse brings to the table. He's got good power. He goes to the body really well, and he takes a lot of chances and has a tough chin. So I just don't think, there's no part of me that thinks Mike Dallas Jr. is going to be able to bother Matthysse one little bit. So again, that's another of the one-sided fights. On the other hand, we have some lesser but perhaps more competitive and might be a little bit more fun to watch fights. Salido versus Miguel Angel Garcia. Next weekend as well. Same card as Rosado and Golovkin. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I don't think it's going to be one-sided. I think it's going to be competitive and worth watching. The only thing about this is how much is Salido going to bring to the table? I think Garcia is probably going to win it, and I think it's because we're going to see a lot of fading in Salido, and this experience and what he's done is not going to be brought to the table. I mean, he's not going to be able to overcome, but he's going to be able to give enough problems and win enough rounds to make this a close fight. I think it's going to be interesting. The one I'm really looking forward to, though, is Dzinziruk versus Vera. I think that's going to be a good action fight. I think Dzinziruk's going to outbox Vera, but on the other hand, Vera's really going to try and bring it to Dzinziruk. And I'm going to call Dzinziruk winning that fight on a UD. And but he could get dropped in that fight. Vera could very well drop him, and I think that's what is going to make it an interesting fight. And I do think it's going to be, a competitive fight. So that's the next couple weeks lineups, kind of quick picks thrown out there, get my first vid of the year done, and just kind of chilling for now. So yeah, you guys take it easy. And I'll probably update some of these predictions with more videos, more in-depth during the week, especially Dzinziruk and Vera and Salido versus Garcia.